Hello and welcome to this week's live chat about live streaming and YouTube. I literally just had to change a browser. Has anybody else been having problems with Firefox and StreamYard? It just seems that every time I try to use it, just as I'm about ready to go live, boom, it loses a microphone. So I had to just quickly jump over to Arc and jump in there. Good morning. We've been chatting with the Creator Classroom this morning. She is here in the chat. Got a little mod wrench happening. Amazing yacht destination. So good to see. I know it's so early for you on a Monday morning in Bali. Here on the southern side of the globe, it is Monday morning. I know for some of you it is still Sunday evening. So let me know in the chat. What time zone are you in? What time zone are you in? The Creator Classroom says she never uses Firefox or StreamYard. Look, I started using it when I noticed that every now and again the image freezes. And I did everything I possibly could on mine, and then I changed browser and the image doesn't freeze over on Firefox. It just happens to not always run the audio. So, you know, dang it. Dang it. Home Rapid Repair is quietly lurking. Hello, Larry. How are you going? Great to see you. 7 p.m. for the Creator Classroom on a Sunday evening. Wow. And you've got your feet up. You're in the recliner. You're having a relax. So that is amazing. That is amazing. It's currently 7 a.m. in Bali. Oh, sorry, you're in Bali. You're not in Thailand. So you're an hour closer. Closest I've been to Australia in a long time. Whoa. Yeah, you're only a couple of hours behind. And how many kilometers is Bali away? I think Bali's like the location where a lot of Australians go for holidays. I've never been personally, but it's on the list of places I'd like to see. So I don't actually, because I streamed Saturday night with Doug. I mean, if you didn't watch that, we had an absolute blast. It was so much fun, and we streamed for 3.25 hours. So I went through a lot of the recent news and stuff over there, but we quickly touched on the yellow monetization timestamp announcement that came from YouTube. And what that is that going forward or rolling out, I'm not quite sure how fast they're going to do it. With YouTube, you never know. They're going to be rolling out a yellow, like if you get the yellow, the limited monetization yellow triangle that sometimes you might get. Doug was saying he's never gotten it. I've had it over on the Fiberific channel for I'm like, guys, we were knitting. What did we do that deserves limited monetization? Anyway, usually a review with a human fixes it. But sometimes there is a legitimate reason why it has been given limited monetization. And YouTube are now saying that they, where possible, will add in a timestamp or timestamp ranges to show you the section, it'll show you the section that is caused that limited monetization. So you can either possibly remove it, adjust it if you can, or just going forward, you don't add that sort of content. So Michael Sahovsky is here. It's so good to see you. You're in Eastern, so that makes it 7 p.m.-ish for you as well. Leonard Boyer, great to see you in the chat. You're in the New Jersey and New York area as well. Amazing Yacht Destination said it was a great stream on Saturday. It really was, wasn't it? It was so much fun. Yeah, that's right. The Battle of the Super Chats. Like, I think that's put a really big dent in Doug's Vid Summit airfare fund. So that's been amazing. Let's have a look. So HST zone. What's HST? I don't know what that is, but it's 1:05 p.m. Sunday. I don't know where that is. I'd love to pop in your country if you don't mind. I'd love to see that. The Creator Classroom says, will it take a year like Test and Compare? Do you know Test and Compare? They started talking about it about publicly a year ago, but I've been hearing murmurings on Test and Compare for, I don't know, it's got to be 2 or 3 years easily. But yeah, it's taken a very long time for them to decide what they want to get and how they want to have it and test it all out. So, you know, they're like, by the end of my winter, some of your summer, we should have it. So I've got my fingers really crossed, really, really crossed. Oh, it's Hawaii. Oh, well, aloha. It's great to see you in the chat. I think you're my first. I think you might be the first person from Hawaii in the chat, off the top of my head. June 2023 is when it publicly came out. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's have a look. Okay, so there's 1,800 kilometers between Bali and Darwin, and then probably about the same again between me and Darwin. So yeah, that's pretty close, really. All right, so yeah, so we talked about that. We did also talk about on the channels that you can super chat on, which is not this one, but on the channels that you can super chat. Lately, you've been seeing that you can thumbs up those super chats, and but they're rolling out a reply to the super chat feature, which just looks really, really it looks really good. I have to say, I'm really liking the idea of it, because when somebody gives a super chat, it is a bit extra special, right? Like, you don't want to show favoritism, but when somebody goes to that effort to click an extra button, to dig deep in their wallet and toss you a $5, it is a bit extra special. And so having it so that people can, not just you as the streamer, like using StreamYard, we can bring it on stream, things like that, but having it so that people in the chat can actually just straight up reply to it as well. Also, you know, I can reply to it too and saying thank you. And so, you know, everything's all connected together. I love how it looks. I'll be very curious to see if it stays. It's in testing at the moment. Be very curious to see if it sticks around. And like, let me know what you guys think of that. So, you know, I would love to know what you think of it. Let me here. Chantelle tossed me. I did toss you the spanner. Or the wrench. It's a wrench. Sorry, I've got to convert. Like in Australia, that's a spanner, but it's a wrench. But yeah, if you don't want to keep it, let me know. But I did want to make it so you could share your link on Saturday. So living in Omaha with David. It's great to see you, David. Thanks so much for jumping in. I do think you're worthy. Yeah, definitely. Or I would have taken it away straight away. Been like, there you go. There was supposed to have been a lot of YouTube announcements, including AI and some other rules. Are you going to discuss it? I haven't seen anything come out in the last week or so about the AI rules. I can discuss what YouTube says about the AI, what they put out about a month ago, I think it was. I'm happy to discuss that. So if you haven't heard about that yet, let me know in the chat, and I'll cover over that as well. But yeah, I think that was around, yeah, that was a few weeks back, but I'm happy to run over it again. But you need to give me a second while I grab a screenshot or a screen share for you. Aline Smith, great to see you. So good to see you in the chat. Yeah, it is late. It is late for you, isn't it? Creator Classroom says, I love the idea to reply to super chats. Me too. I think it's a really, really great idea. I think it can create like an extra sort of a level of community and commenting, and I think it will be like, I think used wisely, it can be a lot of fun. Like anything, they can be weaponized. So hopefully, you know, it doesn't happen, but you know, it can happen. So yeah, I'll be very curious to see how it goes. And Leonard, I agree with this. Everybody should, if you are enjoying the content here, if you like hanging out in this live stream, make sure to give it a thumbs up. One thing I will say about the thumbs up is sometimes you'll look at it and you'll be like, wow, like I'll be in Nick Nimmon's live stream and I'll be like, oh my gosh, there's 300 people in this live stream, and yet there's only like 40 thumbs ups. But for some reason at the moment, while the viewer count rolls live, the thumbs up count doesn't. So if you refresh your screen, sometimes it just instantly changes. So I tend to just do a little refresh, check it, and then ask like for thumbs up on Nick's streams, because I'm like, usually like it'll be like 47 and then jump to 110 or something, and you just be like, yeah, okay, that was a YouTube display issue, not so much the community not supporting issue. But if you haven't yet thumbs up, please do so. Amazing Yacht Destination says, I've not seen the yellow button yet. Need to make a little more videos. Yeah, this is one of these things. So you definitely need to, like, A, you will need to be in the partner program for a start. And then B, you need to make content that could be borderline. So never seeing it is actually a great thing. Always getting the green dollar sign, that's the goal. So if you never see it and it's never an issue for you, I think that's wonderful. I think that's wonderful. Amazing Yacht Destination says, I love the idea of the super chat comments. Yeah, I think they're great. I think they're great. So Amazing Yacht Destinations, while you're on the screen here,
yes,
I just got them.
Coffee.
I just got a notification. Thank you so much for my 3 coffees for this morning. I have one here. I'll keep drinking that one. Amazing Yacht Destination bought 3 coffees. Thank you for all of the information and advice. I really do appreciate you jumping in, and I love helping you guys out. For me, when I started my YouTube journey, like, when was it? Like 8-10 years ago, something like that. It was a lot harder to get my questions answered. And I always felt like, oh, is my question too dumb? Like, because, you know, it took me a little bit. I needed a little minute to, and especially to be able to adjust things for the niche that I was working in at the time. And it was really like, I just felt like there weren't many safe places that I could ask a live question without it being like, you know, I certainly didn't want to ask on Reddit. Because I'm still fearful of Reddit. Reddit can be amazing and fantastic and just a little scary. So yeah, definitely. But like, and I want this to be a place where it doesn't matter what the question is, as long as it's YouTube or live streaming related, no matter how, if you think it's a silly question, if you don't think it's a silly question, there could be somebody sitting here too afraid to ask, but they want the exact same information. So please, no question is too big or too small. It might be too big for me, where I'll refer it on, or give you a suggestion on who else you could ask, but please don't be afraid to ask. Oh yeah, if you're able, share out the stream. Yeah. I actually just checked this morning just to see where I was at, and it doesn't include the weekends live streams. I've only got about 1/3 of the watch hours that I need, but I'm nearly at the subscribers, so that is cool as well. Jerry Pop Andrea, it's so good to see you. Welcome. Absolutely, she's worthy of the wrench. Absolutely. Imagine if we had all been able to reply to Nick and Danielle's super chats on the weekend. Oh my gosh, they were hilarious, and it looked like they were having so much fun. It like as well, like with the comments that they were putting in the super chats. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was just wonderful. If you don't know what we're talking about, there is a replay available here on the channel. It's got an image of both myself and Doug Hewson, and it was a long stream. We covered lots of things and lots of talking, lots of laughing, but there was some amazing super chat action happening over on Doug's channel. Chantelle, can you make any recommendations as to other platforms to be used to promote YouTube channels and videos? Leonard, you're probably not going to like my answer here. Are you ready? You should only be promoting your videos in places where your audience are. So just share, groups that allow every YouTuber just to drop the link of their video. That's not really helpful. That made noise and it shouldn't have. Sorry. Not quite sure what happened there. It's got a big noise. I don't know why. Anyway, So because what happens is if you're sharing your videos to places where it's not the good fit for your audience, randoms will click on it, come in, look at it, and bounce away, right? So they'll come in, they'll think they're doing you a favor by just clicking the link and coming over it and watching for, 5 seconds or something, and then they'll click away. So that message that sends to YouTube is that the promise in your thumbnail and title are not what you deliver. Now, these people just may not be interested in your content at all, but are just trying to, view for view or sub for sub or any of these sorts of things where they think they're helping. They're really not. It's actually damaging to your channel. So I would suggest find a community on whatever platform it is that your audience is based on. I'm not sure what your channel is about, what kind of content you do, but if you're a business channel, find business forums where, if you have a video, like just be part of the community. Don't be there to promote your video, promote yourself. Be there to be part of the community. And if someone asks a question and you happen to have the video that has the perfect answer, you could probably get away with sharing it. But what is really important to do is actually to really give YouTube all the information that you possibly can, right? Really good descriptions, great thumbnails, really good titles, which these are all things I struggle at myself. I'm not going to lie. Titling is not my strength. And I'm getting better at thumbnails, but yeah. And it's just a practice game. It's a long game, and YouTube will slowly find your audience of the people that resonate, but YouTube is a long game. So as I said, I don't think this is the answer you are hoping for, but there's no real easy way to do it. So you need to look at where the community is that you want. Go and check out the places that they're hanging out in. Look at the forums that they're in. Look at the Facebook groups or the Reddits or if they're Pinterest people, whatever it is, and become part of those communities. And then people will and make sure that your YouTube channel is linked in your bio of your profile of each of those things. So that if they're like, oh, I wonder how he knows so much about this. And when they click your profile, because they do, they'll be like, oh, he's got a YouTube channel. Click, and that's a bit more organic. So hopefully that helped. Oh yeah, so this live stream showed 2, and then you refreshed it and it jumped to 9. Yeah. It's I don't understand why they can make the live count roll, but they can't make the like count roll. I don't understand it. I really don't. I have mentioned it, but I don't understand it. Let's keep looking here in the chat. Rebel Canners is here. It's good to see you, Rebel. That's right. No questions are dumb or too dumb. Yep. Let's see. How are the watch hours coming on? They are ticking up. They're ticking up because, like, the thing is, I did have stuff here some time ago, and so the watch hours for those interviews are starting to drop off, but it is still ticking up, so that's always positive. Definitely thinking that I'll have to get some more interview guests in. I have so much fun with the interviews. I love having somebody else to talk to and share with. I think that's why I enjoy the streams with Doug so much. Creator Classroom says, I was imagining Nick and Danielle in the same room together. They were. Nick posted on, Danielle posted on Twitter a photo of her sitting on her couch. Nick was sitting next to her on the couch. They were in the same room. It was so funny. Leonard's got another great question. How important is the category you list in YouTube for your video? I publish a lot of legal topics in my channel. Look, the categories is one of those things that's kind of there, but it's not important. Just try and get as close to possible. So either education or how to, something like that would probably be the best fit for your legal topics. So it's not hugely important, but trying to get as close as possible. I tend to just have how to for all of my content. Even though, this is a live stream, it may not be quite so much of a tutorial, but it's like how to YouTube. Broadly, it's how to. So yeah, you just have, it's not super important. I believe it used to be a lot more important, like 10 years ago, but not so much now. Oh, the YouTube groups, not helpful. I agree. I 100% agree. And if you have a look, right, if you're in one of those, I moderate a lot of Facebook groups for different YouTuber regions and different stuff. And I've got one group where we don't allow self-promo of any description and people complain about it. So somebody created a group and we're like, hey, if you guys want to do promo, you can come and do it over here. Every single post is just a link drop to someone's video. There's no conversation, there's no education, there's no encouragement. It's just link drops. And there's like over 1,000 members of this group, and I'd be surprised if any of these links had more than 1 or 2 likes on them. So I just don't think dropping the links to videos in Facebook sharing groups or YouTube sharing groups, that doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Amazing Yacht Destination says, I hope you and Doug considered having more streams together regularly. Look, we do consider it. We actually both enjoy it. The trick is timing, like trying to work out the time when to do it that doesn't clash with some of our other commitments. We both have other commitments. And we were actually talking about it that night, and we were like, well, you know, Sunday night would work, like our Sunday night, but then it's, you know, we've got this stream on Monday mornings and Doug goes to work on Monday mornings, and, you know, it's just like, oh man, we're definitely considering it. We're just trying to work out the logistics of it. I had a commenter today asking for my sub. I educated him on why that was not beneficial for him. I dislike watching gaming videos and he has a gaming niche. You're not his audience. That's the thing. And look, we all hear the big creators go, subs don't matter, sub counts don't matter. Sub counts, you know, mean nothing. YouTube doesn't care about sub counts. They're still going to show the videos. And that is technically true. All of that is true. Sub counts are a vanity metric. Unfortunately, that vanity metric blocks us from tools. There are things that I can't use on this channel because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. I can't redirect to other live streams, you know, and which I'm a live streaming education channel. If I knew one of you guys was live streaming straight after my stream, I would absolutely want to redirect to that. You know, like there are things that I don't have access to purely because of what they're calling arbitrary numbers. If they want to make the sub count not matter to anything on YouTube. So, and we also know sponsors care about sub counts. Some viewers care about sub counts. They look at you and go, well, you can't know anything because you've only got this many subscribers. But what they don't know is that person like me has a whole other channel that's got a lot more subscribers on it, you know, and we've built that up over there. Or I work with other channels that have got even more subscribers. Just because this channel doesn't mean I don't have the knowledge. And that's the same for you guys. Like, you know, that like Leonard, I'm assuming you're a lawyer, Leonard. And you know, your channel may have a certain number of subscribers on it that I haven't actually looked at your channel, I'll be really honest. But say you've got, you know, 2,000, 3,000 subscribers, right? That's a really solid number, but anyone from the outside looking at that, they're like, oh, well, such and such has, you know, 500,000 subscribers. It doesn't diminish your knowledge of law that you've got like this lower sub count. And I think it's very frustrating. And so people are like buying subscribers to hit these levels. They're doing whatever they can do. There's sub for subgroups. Seriously, I'm not kidding. I'm in a Discord where one of the rules specifically and clearly states none of this is allowed. And yet the number of posts I have to remove that are asking people to subscribe to their channel, and they'll sub for sub and you know, I'll subscribe to your channel and yeah, all this sort of stuff. And you're just like, oh my gosh, guys, you're doing yourself no favors, like no favors by having what's called dead subscribers. The subscriber number being here, but the view number being here because they don't care about the content. And as the Creator Classroom has said here, she doesn't watch gaming videos. Gaming's not her thing. What benefit to that person could be, like, other than ticking some goals, getting access to some tools, hitting monetization, goals? But aside from all those actually important things, there's no benefit to having a subscriber who has, there's no benefit to having a subscriber who is just not interested in your content. Just double checking something here. Good. So let's have a look here. This is a big part of it as well. I used to help them to try to help people and realized most people don't want help. They want easy. They do. There's a lot of people out there who truly believe there's a magic button that makes their channel go viral, that boosts everything, that makes it. The magic button is doing the work, learning the skills, doing the work. It can take time. And especially if you're working another job, you've got family, you've got other commitments, and you can't just go full-time YouTube while you're not earning anything. And so there are skills that has to learn. There are skills that there are skills that you have to learn to become a good creator. Sorry, my words are not coming out very well today. Look, and I 100% agree with this. I understand wanting certain amounts for YouTube Partner Program. I agree with that. Tick. But for things like for redirecting, channel history should suffice. I agree. Like having no copyright, having no community guideline strikes, having a channel in good standing, and even advanced features enabled. That should be enough, right? You'd think that'd be enough, but it is not. Home Rapid Repair says, such good points on the sub count, although there is some social proof of high video count, it makes people want to click even more. Yes. Yeah, I think a high view count is actually more important than a high subscriber count, because it proved that people wanted to watch your content. I kind of wish there was a way for the everyday viewer to see on a channel how much of a video people watched. So some videos, if they've got enough data, they'll have the little graph. So if you bring your mouse over, you can actually see the little cloudy grey thing. So you can see where people, really got engaged. Those are really great if you can see them. Not every video you can see them. Oh yeah, the let's help each other. Yeah. And hug for hug. There's so many ways they try to get around it, but it all means the same thing. Livestream consultants, so good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Little late, doing some work on the big streaming setup away from home. Oh, I can't wait to see how your studio ends up all looking. It'll be fantastic. Leonard's asking, after you have a live stream, do you have a replay in order to get credit for the watch hours? I was not aware that you had to have a certain minimum number of subscribers. Yeah, so I do have replay available. So, because I understand not everybody's awake when I'm awake. A replay is available on all my live streams. They are in playlists on my channel. You can go and look at them. But to be eligible for the YouTube Partner Program, you have to have, to be a full member, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within 365 days. But now they've recently brought in a second tier. So if you have 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours within the 365, you'll have access to what's known as fan funding. So things like super chats, memberships, and along those sort of lines where the actual viewers of the channel can directly support the creator. You still won't get income from the ads because you're not a full member of and getting access to AdSense, but you'll get all of the other stuff. So there's some advantages to hitting both milestones. Look, exchanging playlists. I think that's view farming. Unless, like a big caveat, unless the playlist is of something that that person will find of interest. And they will find that enjoyable, but just watching a playlist for the sake of watching a playlist is, I don't recommend it, because well, here we go, exactly right. Fake engagement. Exchanging playlists just to watch it for the sake of watching it is also fake engagement. And if YouTube work out what you're doing, you'll be punished for it. It's unfortunate, but you'll be punished for it. To get a lot of analytics, you have to purchase a lot of tools. No, you don't. To get the analytics, you go into Creator Studio and learn how to read the tools in Creator Studio, and that's all free. You don't have to purchase any tools. Some of the tool packs like vidIQ and TubeBuddy, they're helpful. They make it a little easier. It's a bit lower learning curve, but all of their data comes from YouTube. So if you learn how to go in and read your analytics in YouTube, Roberto Blake's channel, he puts out some really great content on how to read your analytics, 100% free to go and learn your own analytics. 100% free. You don't need the tools. I actually highly recommend that you learn how to read your analytics. Even if you can afford all the tools in the world, learn how to read your analytics directly in YouTube, and you'll be surprised at the amount of data YouTube give all of us on our own channels. It is phenomenal. It's actually, YouTube give freely more analytics than any other platform. I actually think probably all the other platforms combined. I could be biased. I must say the current YouTube algorithm is so good. It knows what I want to watch no matter who I'm subject. This is the point. The YouTube algorithm is learning so much, and it's really lifting its game, that it's even shown me videos that I didn't know I wanted to watch until I saw it and went, click. And then you're just like, oh my God, what am I watching? But you enjoy it and you watch it all the way in. It helps me find new things. And unfortunately, I'm just as bad as anybody else. I don't subscribe to all the channels that I watch. I mean, I'm subscribed to quite a few, but not to everything, because I don't need to be. And I really do try to remember, if I go back to a channel to watch more than one video, I really try to remind myself to click the subscribe button, because it's not like there's a certain number of channels I can subscribe to. I can subscribe to thousands and thousands of channels if I want, but I only want to be subscribed to channels where I'm actually interested. Oh, hello doggy. When you have a new channel, the subscribers indicate to YouTube what people watch your videos. The wrong subscribers will get you impressions in front of the wrong audience, and you will not grow. This, I 100% agree with this, because it's so true. Just because someone watched part of your video, that means that in future YouTube's going to go, oh, this person watched a video, so the people that have a viewing history similar to that person will put the video in front of them, and then those impressions go out and it tanks because they actually don't care, and none of the rest of those people care either. YouTube's going to go, oh well, we're not going to show it to oh, who are we going to who should we show it to? And you confuse the algorithm. You do. How many subscribers do you need to be able to live stream? And ready for the big hard answer? It depends. It depends. So if you want to live stream directly using the YouTube app on desktop, 0 subscribers. If you want to live stream directly to YouTube using mobile, 50 subscribers. If you want to use mobile and you don't have 50 subscribers, grab free StreamYard, because if you use an encoder or third-party encoder like StreamYard, Ecamm, vMix, OBS, any of those guys, it doesn't matter. You can stream with 0 subscribers. There's no limits. You do, however, need to make sure, everybody live streaming needs to make sure their channel is verified, which there is a video on this channel about how to do that. And if you are thinking about live streaming, go in and just straight away do the verification and go and set up your approval for live streaming, because that can take 24 to 48 hours. So if you're like, oh, I want to live stream tomorrow and I've never done it before, you'll need to make sure that you've got all your eggs in a row before you decide the time you want to do it. So if you're starting to consider, I might want to live stream, go in, tick all the boxes. You don't have to schedule the first stream straight away, but you do need to make sure that YouTube knows that that's your intention. So you can go and check that out there. Finding the balance. So good to see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. That's how you started watching. Was it because it served one to you and you realized, hey, hang on a second, I'm interested in this? For me, it was, I don't know if I really want to admit this, lawn care videos. You know, when they do they go around to the property that's just been abandoned for 5 years or whatever, and the grass is neck high, and they come in and for free just make it beautiful. I will watch that 1 hour. Well, I'll have it playing hour and 30-minute video while I'm doing stuff, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, there was a path, you know, like like those. And also koi fish videos. There's this whole genre of people who go on buying trips to Japan to visit koi farms to buy giant koi fish for their luxury, like they're $20,000 a fish, you know, like for their luxury ponds and things. So yeah, they're the two that I got, like, over the years I've been shown that I'm now like tragically addicted to. It's very sad, but I enjoy them. I find them relaxing. So I'm hoping we all have our guilty pleasure videos that no way related to any of my niches. I also, I may have bought myself a whippersnipper because I wanted nice edges on my driveway. So yeah. Yes. Let me have a look here. Gamer Widows is here. Great to see you. Thank you for jumping in, Gamer Widows. Did you find the Creator Classrooms channel on to get the Canva updates? I wanted to check to see if I meant to message you. Sorry, Emma. Let's have a look in the video. Doug Hewson is here. So good to see you, Doug. And Siobhan. Good to see you, Siobhan. Make sure that we're smashing that like button. Oh, yes. And I will remember to hydrate. Thank you for the reminder. When I'm not live streaming, I'm very good at reminding other people. The Doug Hewson is in the house. Oh, Game Widow says that her guilty ones are wood turning, rug clean. Oh my God, the rug cleaning videos. I watch those. Like, it just looks like this black mess and it turns into this stunning rug. Oh, and your latest is trains. That's amazing. Yeah, Doug's definitely famous now, for sure, for sure. Oh, you found the updates. That's fantastic. The Creator Classroom, hers are sand cutting and smushing. That's one of those ones that just, like, it's one of those sort of like satisfying things. Yeah. So question is, found that setting videos as premieres is helpful, but no guarantees of getting views. Is there a certain number of times that you should use the premiere feature? I think the premiere should be kept for like something special, like you've got a big announcement or there's something really like interesting happening in your field. It shouldn't be used every time because your viewers will no longer see it as a special thing. And I do want to stress this, not just for you, Leonard, but for everybody. If you're setting a premiere, you should be in that live chat. Otherwise, don't set a premiere. You should be sitting there ready to answer questions and just be there like, I'm here. Like, how's everyone going? Treat it exactly like this live chat because that's what your viewers will see. And if there's somebody sitting there watching, they might be lurking, waiting for somebody else to speak first. So make sure that you chat and comment and answer questions in the premiere. If you're not willing to be in the live chat during the premiere, when you're setting it up, don't set up a premiere. Now, sometimes stuff happens and you can't make it. That's a totally different thing. But if you have zero intention of being there, then don't use it. Premieres are great for videos that are a little bit longer. that are announcing something, or just that little bit more special or spectacular for your channel, and go that way. I hope that answered your question. Getting some eyes on that Cali Plains. I'm hoping for a good resolution to their demonetization issue. I saw that this morning, that you had someone from YouTube had jumped in. I've got my fingers firmly crossed. Premieres should be special. Yes, they should. They should absolutely be special. That premiere option sounds so fancy. For new channels without an audience, it's of no help at all. Yeah, I mean, it does, because you do schedule it out a bit earlier and it's publicly scheduled like a live stream. It does get it into people's feeds a little sooner, but other than that, yeah, it's better if you do have an existing audience. I never knew that you can be in a live stream in a premiere. Yeah, so it's technically not a live stream. So it's like this box here that I'm in, it would play your video, just straight up play your video. But the chat window on the side where you're dropping your questions, where everyone's chatting, that's available during the premiere. So make sure you're in there. You don't have to be on camera or anything like that, but you have to be in the chat answering the questions. So yeah, I got that one. So yeah, so like premieres can be a really amazing tool. But like anything, it's like you have to know when to, when it's time to pull that tool out of the toolbox, because using the wrong tool for the job can actually do more damage than good. I think I'm just trying to think how often. I think I've used a premiere once, because I usually live stream. So I'm just trying to think. I think I've used it once on my other channel just to sort of test it out. And the video that I premiered was just too short, so it didn't really make sense. So yeah, it's got to be something a bit special, and it's useful if it's a bit longer. Doug says, I think I've only used premieres a couple of times on my channel. I like to use it for the hero videos. Yeah. The other thing is it's useful if you think that particular video is going to raise some questions and you've got the answers, so you can help with that as well. So there's a lot of really cool tools and cool features that YouTube give us access to quite often straight away. Like, as long as your channel, like you've gone through the hoops and you've verified your channel, you've got your basic not verification, what's the word I'm looking for? Features, basic features. You've got some intermediate features, and if you go to the effort, you can get your advanced features straight away as well. You get advanced features straight away by giving them some form of your actual human ID, or creating a video of your face going, I am the human who will be in charge of this job. It's an extra step. Or you can just wait, I think it's around a month or 2 months for you to get what's called channel history. So uploading content, showing that the kind of content that you'll be making. Just having an empty channel for a few months doesn't show channel history. So you just need to be uploading content. But if you want to do it all at once straight away, I just use my passport, honestly. And then YouTube check it, and then they actually send you an email letting you know they've deleted that data. So they don't keep it, or at least they say they don't keep it. But what are they going to do with my passport? Honestly, what are they going to do? YouTube's got, access to bigger and greater things than my passport. But yeah, so having these sort of features that we can just sometimes, and you know what? There's no harm in testing them out, because something that doesn't work for me might work for you, and something that works for me may not work for you. So testing it out on your audience is all that you can do. Making sure that you trial different things, adding things into your community tab, giving shorts a whirl, making some different length videos to see which length of video helps more for your kind of viewer, changing the format of your videos every now and again. And we've discussed things here before, but testing needs to be multiple times. One video does not equal a test. One video can be an outlier. Even 2 videos can be an outlier. So I like to test things for a few months before I make a decision. But you can be running multiple tests at the same time, so you just have to see how you go. Just see how you go. Leonard is saying, thanks to everyone for the advice on the premieres. I've used them a lot because of exposing people who are not attorneys doing things that only an attorney is licensed to do. Oh, that's cool content. I like that content. I don't know if it needs to be a premiere, but I like the content for sure. Chris Haley is over on LinkedIn testing it out to see if it works. It's working right this second. I mean, I've only seen one LinkedIn comment, so if you've written more than one, I've got no idea. Good to see you, Chris. So Chris is live streaming consultants, live streaming. Oh my gosh, my brain's just not giving to me. I think it's live streaming consultants. Live stream consultants, there we go. But now he's playing over on LinkedIn. Because I'm multi-streaming. Right now, StreamYard's doing all the heavy lifting and I'm streaming on Twitter, on YouTube and LinkedIn all at the same time. Unfortunately, I don't always get all the comments out of LinkedIn. But yes, it is definitely, we're definitely multi-streaming to see how it goes. I'm just gonna have a sip of my coffee. So, does anybody else have any questions? Let me know in the chat. And we are running, I don't know if you can hear it or not, I've got it playing fairly quietly, but I do have music in the background from our friends at Creator Mix. I do have a link in the description. If you want free music that's copyright free, created by YouTube creators for YouTube creators, go and check it out. There's all sorts of genres of music in there, and I'm sure you'll find something that you like. I found that there was genres that I didn't like at the start that I now love. So it's one of those things. Coffee. Hello. I love you very much, coffee. Coffee is what gets me through. It shouldn't be, but it is. You know, if we're being honest here, if I'm not feeling energetic, I have a coffee. If I'm feeling a bit flat, have a coffee. If I'm happy, have a coffee. In saying that, I only have like 3 coffees a day, okay? They just happen to be double strength espressos. All right. Does YouTube limit the number of premieres? No, they don't. There's no limit. You can run a premiere for every video and hit no limits, but you'd hit the limits of your community, I really think. I really hope they add some sound effects. They are, I don't think there's any intention of them to add sound effects, but you can totally go into YouTube's music library and add sound effects in there, and you can totally stick those. You can totally, oops, hang on a second. Yeah, so you can totally stick those in into your Stream Deck, download them onto your computer, utilize them. And there's I just literally type in, because I don't think there's a sound effects section as such, but like I thought there's surely got to be some sound effects in here for free that I can use. And I wanted like zap noises, so I've just like typed zap, and then it's brought up all these zap sounds, and you know, like chimes, and it brought up the chime sounds. So there's actually a lot already in the YouTube like music library that you have access to, that every creator, I think it's YouTube Audio Library, I think is what it's called. Different regions, it has different names, which is great. Me being in Australia and a lot of you being in the US, it's called 2 different things. But yeah, it's in the audio library, so you can totally go in and grab it. You can download them, you can use them. Just double check, like with everything in the YouTube audio library, double check that you've got any information. Like some of them, I'm not sure so much with the sound effects, but with the music from the YouTube audio library, everything can have slightly different, you know, requirements. So you may have to put in an attribution. You might need to put in, you know, certain bits of information like thank you to such and such, or you know, whatever. You make sure you're doing that, because if you don't do that, then you might hit some things. Yep, totally like Creator Mix. Me too. I found that I actually just pump it around the house a bit when I'm trying to get things done too. It's really quite funny. Leonard says, nice to meet everyone, but I'll be back in the future from one of my YouTube channels. Okay, awesome. See you soon. Yeah, if you're sad, have coffee. If you're not sad, have coffee. That's right. Hello, Bonnie Bunny Gaming, Baby Charmander, Piplup. That's a really long channel name. That's a very long channel name. Is that, like, I have a question for you. Is that your user handle? Like that whole thing, your user handle? Or is that just your display name? Because I really am curious. I really am curious. Because I know tagging you in the creator chat would actually be quite difficult. And I'll be honest, I probably, unless I really needed to, I probably wouldn't. Because it's very like, you've got to do the brackets and the, actually it's actually a lot better than some. Some people use like funny texts, and you've literally got to like copy and paste their whole channel name because they've used a text, and just typing the letters doesn't tag them. So it's you know, it's really quite like annoying. like when they use these like random, or it's like some random not easily typable emoji is the first thing. So yeah, I'm very curious to know if that's actually your full handle. Let me look. Yeah, it is it. Okay, it's in the auto light. There is sound effects. Okay, like there is a sound effects listing. Excellent. Aline Smith does something a little bit different. When I upload my videos, they're all premieres unless the video is under 3 minutes. That is actually a great, that is actually if that works, that works. Do you find, I have a question, like I'm always learning, and I always have questions too. So, you know, if I ask you a question, please don't be offended. Like I don't mean offense. I'm just, sometimes my brain just instantly goes, so, do you find that you have a lot of people in the premieres chatting, especially in the ones that are just over 3 minutes? I'm just curious. Oh, excellent. I'm glad to hear your post has arrived. That is good. It would also take a lot of characters from the amount you can. It does. So when you've got a long channel name, so when I say I wanted to like reply to you in the YouTube chat, and I wanted to tag you, I think, is it 200 or 250 characters, and I may have to use 100 of them just to tag you. And if I'm trying to give you a link to something you need help with, it may not work because of the link as well. So sometimes having the shorter display name, like keep your channel name at whatever, but having a shorter display name can be super helpful in these sort of instances. Definitely worth trying and testing. So let's have a look. It's quite a bit shorter. What's quite a bit shorter? I missed something there. Or maybe the channel name's quite a bit shorter. It could be that. Yeah, absolutely amazing at destinations. Always just have a look at what is required for each resource. So even if you've got paid services or paid resources that you're getting access to, just double check you're doing the right thing, because you don't want to accidentally throw yourself under a bus just because you missed one little thing in a video. You definitely want to make sure you don't do that. And you know, the number of times I've shot my own self in my own foot over doing something like, or just not doing something simple. A big one is like making sure that you've got that like the actual attribution that Amazon want you to quote above your links, like making sure it's word for word exactly how Amazon want it. Yeah, it's one of them things. Aline says, I'm not sure what's considered a lot, but I know that I will have 0 people chatting if I don't do a premiere. That's actually an excellent point. That's actually an excellent point. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It just has to be, you know, at least one person chatting to make it worth doing. Community. Yeah, we're all about the community. I was reading something this morning. vidIQ put out a tweet. That's what it was. Let me just grab it and I'll read you the tweet. I retweeted the tweet. So if I retweeted the tweet that's on X. What are they called now on X now? They're not tweets anymore, are they? There's something else. They're called something else, and I don't know what they are. vidIQ put out a post saying most creators focus solely on content. The smart ones build community too. Merch, meetups, and interacting with your audience turns casual viewers into loyal fans. Fans stick around, support you, and spread the word. Viewers just consume and move on. And I was just like, you know what? Don't always get into vidIQ's posts, but that one just resonated with me so much because I 100% agree with it. I 100% agree because, I truly believe videos or VODs create an audience, live streams, off-site platforms like Discords, Facebooks, whatever, they make the community. And like you guys in here chatting, asking questions, talking to each other, that's what slowly builds a community. And that's what makes me smile. I was feeling a little not awesome this morning. I had some news overnight that just didn't make me feel great. And I was this close to pulling the pin and not live streaming today, just because I didn't know if I would be able to keep my energy levels up and not focus on this thing. I know how my brain works, and like, I'll you know, it's one of those news things that it's like, I'll get over it, but I just need a couple of days to process it. And I was just like, maybe I should just pull the pin. Maybe I should just cancel the live and just do it another day. You know, Doug and I covered all the news on Saturday night anyway. But I just thought, no, I've already scheduled it. My community, you already knew that it was going to be on. And I was like, you know what? I think I need this just as much. I need some community interaction just as much to help me navigate through this. So I really, like, I appreciate knowing that if sometimes I need the community to help me as well, that you guys are here. So it's definitely a two-way street. Definitely a two-way street. Are they called posts and posting? Posts is dumb. Okay, tweets was fun, posts is dumb. Posts is Facebook, man. On Facebook, they're posts. So yeah, let's have a look. Yes, we shall always say tweet and retweet. Yes, we shall. Or quote tweet. There will always be tweets. Even if one day I start just calling it X instead of Twitter X, there will always be tweets. If you are watching from Twitter, let me know. What do you think? Like, you obviously like Twitter a lot if you're watching in the Twitter stream. So let me know. Let me know. Let's have a look. I had the same feeling on Thursday after Canva Create. I was so overwhelmed with the changes, and I knew the community would lift me up. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Where stuff can just happen, and sometimes the overwhelm is good overwhelm, but it's still overwhelm. And so, you know, it's just one of those things where having the support of amazing people who are on the same journey and path, and we're all in different spots, I just think it's fantastic. And it's definitely something that I will never not appreciate, because having done the journey alone for so many years, I did my first, I would say 5 years, maybe first 4 years, my first 4 years on YouTube with not one single creator friend. No one that I felt I could DM to ask for help or even just check in on. And I would say in the last 4 or 5 years, that's really changed, and it's changed my outlook. So I think having chats like these where we can all chat with each other. I know a lot of us have become we mutual follows on Twitter so that we can, you know, share tweets and things like that as well. I just think it's so important for creators to have a creator friend, because I don't know about the people in your real world life, but it's taken my husband until the last 6 months to really understand what YouTube means to me and actually start looking at YouTube from a different perspective. That it's, you know, not dumb. That it's not dumb. And yeah, it's taken a long time. And so a lot of us have people in our lives where we either A, just do not tell them, or B, really downplay what it means to us as individuals as well as to our businesses. Yeah. Look, agreed. Twitter is a dumb name. Sorry, X is a dumb name. X is a dumb name. Twitter was created. Absolutely. I don't understand why you would just destroy the brand recognition, you know, from like a total business perspective. Yeah, sure. Change the little bird logo to a different bird or different colors or whatever. But Twitter had such huge brand recognition, and X is dumb. So you always make me feel great and get ready for a week of work in a good mood. I'm so glad to hear that, Amazing Yacht Destinations. I'm just so, I love receiving energy from people. So I love being able to give that energy to people as well. So, oh no, Aline's over on Twitter. Hello, Aline on Twitter. But yeah, I love being able to give the energy and give the encouragement and lift people up. That is what makes me happy. And so being able to do that is wonderful. Thank you for telling me. I very much appreciate that. Growing to Live says, thank you for pushing through and going live. Glad I joined today. Yeah, sometimes it can be hard for all of us. Like, we all have different things in our lives that can, look, we're just going to put a pin in today. We're going to just come back at it tomorrow. We all have stuff going on. And we may not be able to, like, certain aspects of our life, we may not be able to relate to, but we can all relate to the fact that we have stuff going on in our lives. So, thank you for joining today as well. I very much appreciate it. Home Rapid Repairers, I'm on X or Twitter. The world may never know. Yeah, I agree. It's weird. It is weird. You learn so many things from the live Q&A. Yeah, look, I do usually have a little bit of a theme, and I'll start the stream off with that theme, and I'll sort of impart some knowledge or opinions. Sometimes it's just opinions. And then we'll move into the Q&A at the end. But today we just went Q&A all the way. And that can only work if you guys ask questions, and you've asked fantastic questions. It's been great. It's been so good. My husband is so supportive because we have the channel together. My friends are also supportive. I'm blessed. However, YouTube friends are amazing. Yeah, they really are. They really are. Frankie says, I have no energy, but good morning. Yeah, Monday. Yeah, it is Monday. For myself and Doug and Frankie and maybe a couple of others, it's already Monday morning, and it is hard. It is hard on Monday morning. Yes, it can be. Mondays can be difficult. I'm like, why did I choose Monday morning at 9 a.m. to live stream every single week? I don't know. Actually, I do know. I know exactly why. Because it was 7 p.m. Eastern, and I knew that most people would be sitting down after dinner, having their feet up. They'd have some time to relax before they have to push into the next week. And those of us that are available on Mondays needed a little, like, okay, you already have to get moving. It's Monday. So yeah, that's why. And also, none of my family work from home on Mondays. So it's quiet. Except when the dog loses his mind, and which he does sometimes. But yeah, do we have any other questions? If there's any more questions, please pop them in the chat. I'm definitely here to try and help and answer any questions that you have. I can't say I know all the answers, because I certainly don't know all the answers, but I can give my opinions, and I can help you find resources to help you get the answers of the questions I don't know. I could still have opinions though, right? Opinions are good. to start the week in greatness. I love that. That's really cool. I like that. That's good. The best chance I have to be there, although normally I'm in bed before now. Oh, really? I thought it was like 7, like would be 8 for you now. I suppose if you get up early, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge, because there are days when I'm like, no, I'm going to bed. My husband's like, you've just had dinner. Yes, I have, and now I'm sleepy, so I'm going to bed. So yeah, it is. Oh, absolutely. And this as well. There are a slew of educated folks in the chat. Absolutely. And everybody here, every single person, not just me, Doug, Eileen, Creator Classroom, every single person here has learnt something about YouTube. Whether it's how to upload your first video, how to upload a thumbnail, where you make your thumbnail, how to decide the topics for your first 5 videos. No matter where you are on your creator journey, you have taken a step more than somebody out there. And this is the thing, I kind of see myself as like a step ahead. So, hey, I just took this step. This is a safe step. You can come and take this step. That's how I see myself. I don't see myself as some super knowledgeable, crazy, like, you know, I don't. I see myself as on the same journey, and I've just taken this step and you can take it too. So that's how I see myself. Kirby, oh, you've come over from the Fiberific channel. This is a different, we don't do any yarn crafting on this channel, but over on Fiberific we still do some crafting stuff, but no more dye streams. I'm actually medically not allowed to dye yarn anymore. So I don't dye at all. I don't dye for any reason except for I am allowed to dye for myself personally every now and again, which I still haven't done because I have an addictive personality, and I know the second I hit those dye pots one time, it's going to be bad, and my health will go downhill. So yeah, there's no more live dye streams, and I totally missed them. That was so much fun. That was so much fun. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I do have a second channel. Well, this is the second channel, but I do have another channel where it's all yarn craft related. And I used to go and I dyed yarn and sold hand dyed yarn for a long time. And I would actually take a laptop and all this sort of, you know, microphones and cameras, like 2 cameras, and take it out and set it up out on my back patio where there's extra air, because when you're dyeing you need lots of air circulation. And I would literally set everything up over the dye pans and live dye yarn to match photos that people had sent me on Instagram. So it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And my chickens would walk through and they would make noises very loudly, and it was a lot of fun, but we don't do them anymore, unfortunately. I very much miss them. Can you tell? Can you tell I miss that content? I definitely miss that. But yeah, it's just one of those things. We all have to change and grow and pivot our lives depending on situations. And that was one big old pivot that I had to do. Let me look here. I go to bed early. I do wake up early. It doesn't matter if I go to bed at 8 or midnight. So I try to get as much sleep as possible. I was actually talking to Doug about that. I wake up at 7 a.m. no matter what, right? So even if we've been moderating for Nick and then StreamYard and then Andrew can, and it doesn't matter if I'm going to bed at 4:30 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning, and I don't have the alarm on, my eyes will pop open at 7 a.m. I will look at my phone and just go, are you kidding me? And try and roll over and go back to sleep. I really do. And I can't always. So I end up floating through my Sunday, just this total zombie. It's so funny. Well, I'm getting better at it now. I'm actually getting better at being able to roll over and go back to sleep. So that is good. Yeah, she doesn't die. Yeah, that's the goal, isn't it? That was goal. Yes, it was fun, complete with chickens giving their opinions. They definitely gave their opinions most vocally. Frankie says, I'm the same, but I've now discovered afternoon naps. Yeah, on Saturday afternoon, I tend to have a nap to get me through Saturday night. How many YouTube channels can you monetize on one Gmail account? I don't think there's a limit. You can only have one AdSense account. So you can't have multiple AdSense accounts across different emails. You can only have one AdSense account. So you can use that one AdSense account on multiple different channels. I don't know if there's a limit. I've used mine on at least 3, and it's not been an issue. So I don't believe there's a limit. Channels just have to be eligible for monetization. You have to have your AdSense account set up properly. And again, one AdSense account per one legal entity. So if you're trading, like you could have one as your personal sort of as your actual human legal name for taxation purposes. This is why it's all set up, because it's income. But if you're trading as say a business name or a company name, you could set one up that way as well. But other than that, it's one AdSense account per person, and you can use them on multiple accounts. Just don't know if there's a limit. I don't think there is. But yeah, that would be a good question to go and drop into the AdSense chat. If anyone here in this chat knows of any limits on AdSense accounts per YouTube channels, but yeah, I don't think so. Okay, just wanted to know for sure. Yeah, I can't give you a 100% definitive, but I mean, how many channels have you got monetized? Like, I'm curious. You don't have to tell me, but I'm really curious. But I've got 3 that I've got my AdSense accounts connected to, and 0 problems. So I don't know if anybody else has got more than that in the chat, possibly. But yeah, it's definitely worth checking. Definitely worth checking. But yeah, I definitely got more than one. So, and I'm planning on adding this one. So yeah. But you definitely need to make sure that you've got your AdSense account set up properly for once you monetize. And you've got to fill all of that information in 100% correctly and using legal names and things that appear on your taxation records and stuff like that. So it's not hard to do. You just have to do it properly. Creative Classroom has 2 channels that are set up on hers. So yeah, there you go. Definitely more than 1. So start with 1, and definitely more than 3, because I've got, well, definitely at least 3. So I've got 3, so that works there. Oh, the song that's currently on, you like this one? Let me just check what it is. It is, look, do you know what? I've got a real thing for the Ocean Drive album on Creator Mix. I really do. It reminds me of like 80s, like movies, like Mannequin and stuff like that. Like silly rom-com 80s movies. I don't know why. So let me have a look here. I currently have 1 channel and less than 1 year of posting videos. Well, that is a great start. That is so cool. And you're growing to live. Is it like a homesteading channel? Like, just out of curiosity, do you grow like I'm assuming you grow food, like it's plants and stuff. I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. I have no idea. But yeah. Yeah, see, it's not just me. Oh my gosh, yes, the Ocean Drive album. It does remind me of Mannequin as well. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad it's not me. Well, not only me. I like not being the only one who picks up on stuff like this. Alrighty, my friends, I think we're going to call it for today. Oh, hello, light just fell down. Scared the life out of me. Might need to check that connection. Light stayed on, but it's just gone boom. So I'll have to fix it. So good to see you all. Thank you all so much for jumping into today's stream. If you've got any questions, if you've got anything you want me to hit on in a future live stream, please pop in the comments in the chat or in the comment area, or in, if you want to throw it into the chat now. I always go in and check. You can send me DMs or tweet at me, post at me. See, tweet at me works so much better than post at me. Any questions that you have, that would be great. And I'll try and, like, if I know what it is that you need, I'll try and hit it in a future live stream. Also, don't forget, we do have a playlist of the back catalogue. You can listen to those either as a podcast, or you can jump in and watch them here live on YouTube as well. I hope you have a fantastic week. I hope you get creating and do a live stream or make a video or post a community post. Just do one little thing on your channel this week, and I will catch you next time. Bye now.